Attacking a well-prepared defense never ends well. This video proves it. Russian tanks and APCs are stopped by mines, javelins, and FPV drones. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. A group of Russian tanks and APCs moves in for an assault. 7 vehicles in total, 3 tanks and 4 APCs. They regroup in this small settlement before the attack. In just a moment, this Russian tank is about to transform. The operator arms the lever and fires a javelin missile. A drone confirms the hit. As we zoom in, we see the tank is destroyed. But for the enemy, this is just the beginning. A second javelin is fired. A direct hit triggers a massive detonation. The third javelin missile shoots into the sky. There's the target. A perfect hit. One APC tries to retreat. The fleeing enemy is targeted by Ukrainian troops with an RPG. Meanwhile, the last tank is maneuvering and returning fire. Until this happens. That hit sends a message. He won't survive the next missile. The previously hit tank detonates. Its multi-ton turret is launched into the air. The drone captures the burning remains of Russian tanks. The APC confidently approaches the tree line. It makes a maneuver to deploy Russian infantry. The troops begin their assault. The operator needs time to lock on. The APC turns around and starts to pull away, and then the operator fires a missile. Kaboom! The APC is blown to pieces. A textbook example of madness. Over 100 armored vehicles are deployed by the enemy to storm Ukrainian positions from multiple directions. Let's see how well that worked out. Ukrainian cluster munitions score a direct hit on a tank. An APC is sent forward for reconnaissance. Let's track it. Artillery opens fire with precision. The next APC is hit directly. A tank tries to drive around the destroyed vehicle and hits a mine. The next group rushes straight into the minefield. The tank is stopped by an explosion. This APC made the right call and didn't go any further, but take a look at what the second tank does. Why? What's the point? This is where HIMARS join the fight, but we'll come back to this clip a bit later. One of the columns reaches the front line. The lead tank is equipped with a mine plow. This strike likely broke the backs of the entire operation. Here is a disabled APC, blocking the cleared road, creating a bottleneck. Ukrainian positions are here. This is the first defensive line. One APC tries to bypass the blockage and hits a mine. Another attempt, another explosion. Ukrainian artillery hits the stalled enemy forces, and those accurate strikes cause massive losses. Chaos and panic lead to haste, and haste leads to deadly mistakes like this explosion. Cluster munitions effectively eliminate halted targets. By this point, the Russian forces have already lost dozens of tanks and APCs in this assault. The destruction of enemy armor continues. An FPV drone dives into a tank. Here's the view from another angle. The APC keeps advancing. First a drone hits it, and then it drives right into a minefield. This isn't the full assault. We'll be publishing an extended version soon. Don't forget to subscribe. The Russian military convoy has come to a halt. An SUV, a truck, an MTLB, and an APC. The operator selects the first target, the SUV. After the strike, it bursts into flames. The second drone heads for the MTLB. The vehicle is hit. A third drone strikes the APC. The munitions stacked on its roof go off with a spectacular explosion. The final blow comes as a drone hits the truck. Kaboom! It seems most of the munitions were loaded on it. Here comes another disrupted Russian assault. A Ukrainian drone chases and strikes a Russian tank. The tank is stopped. A second drone drives into the driver's open hatch. The shaped charge reaches the ammo. The tank is consumed by flames. Now, it's this APC's turn. The drone hits it head-on. A powerful explosion follows. The APC is destroyed. This armored personnel carrier failed to make it past the minefield. A drone strikes it from the rear. A second one hits it from the front. Flames engulf the APC. Then, a massive explosion. Following another failed assault, one of the Russian APCs catches fire. The munitions it was carrying start to detonate. Flames consume the entire vehicle. The next group, a grenade lands right inside the APC. The explosion triggers a fire. Munitions start to fire off. Now, it's the neighboring vehicle's turn. The fire gradually intensifies. Apparently, there were a lot of explosives inside. A Ukrainian drone slowly approaches the abandoned Russian APC. The strike is successful. Flames engulf the APC. A massive explosion follows. The camera zooms in on what's left of the vehicle. It was ripped apart from the inside. Ukrainian scouts discovered a Russian missile storage site. For several days, the Russians had been bringing in supplies. The HIMARS crew enters the coordinates. The operator presses the fire button. The first missile. The second. Now, let's take a look at the results. The HIMARS missile hits the trucks. In the slow-motion footage, you can see the impact. The second missile lands in the same spot. Enemy rockets begin to detonate. As a result, all the supplies the enemy had gathered were destroyed with just 2 precise hits. Ukrainian intelligence spotted a Russian Buk air defense system. HIMARS received the coordinates and launched a missile. A direct hit. The exploding Buk warhead scatters in all directions. A Russian Grad MLRS is preparing to launch. Once everything is ready, it fires a volley of rockets. This attack reveals the position of the MLRS, and the Ukrainian drones are immediately dispatched. The Russian system tries to escape, but a Ukrainian drone is already on its tail. The recon drone continuously tracks the target and relays its coordinates. An FPV drone quickly closes in and strikes the launcher. A massive explosion follows instantly. That's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel.